You're 60 years old. You have $250,000 saved, and the first thing most people in that position do is the single most damaging thing they can do with the years they have left. They assume the window is closed, so they stop optimizing. According to the Federal Reserve's 2022 survey of consumer finances, the median retirement savings for Americans aged 55 to 64 is just $185,000. That means $250,000 actually puts you ahead of most of your peers. But being above median doesn't mean you're safe. It means you have something worth protecting and worth growing. The mistake isn't the balance. The mistake is treating the next 5 to 7 years as a waiting room instead of the highest leverage window of your financial life. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what $250,000 can produce, where the real gaps are, and 2 specific plans that can change your retirement trajectory starting right now. What $250,000 actually buys in retirement? Let's start with the hard number. The most widely used framework for estimating how long a portfolio lasts is the 4% rule. It comes from the 1994 Bengen study and has been stress-tested repeatedly against historical market data. At a 4% withdrawal rate, $250,000 generates $10,000 per year, or about $833 per month. That's not a living wage anywhere in America. Alone, it isn't enough. But here's the critical point, that $833 is not your entire retirement income. It's the portfolio slice. Social Security sits on top of it. A part-time income could sit on top of that. A pension, if you have one, adds more. The question is never, what does $250,000 produce in isolation? The question is, what does $250,000 produce as one layer in a complete income picture? Vanguard's 2023 How America Saves report found the median account balance for participants aged 55 to 64 was $87,571. Again, well below $250,000. Most Americans are relying heavily on Social Security to fill the gap. Here's what I'd do with that $833 figure. Don't react to it in isolation. Write down every income source you expect in retirement, Social Security, any pension, any part-time work, and treat $250,000 as the bridge and the buffer, not the whole bridge. The math changes depending on your expected retirement age, your spending needs, and your health timeline. A 60-year-old in excellent health may need income for 30-plus years. A 60-year-old managing serious health conditions may have a shorter horizon. Both cases require a different drawdown strategy, but both benefit from the same 2-part move: maximize what you put in now and delay what you take out. Social Security, the lever you actually control. Social Security is the most underestimated tool available to a 60-year-old with modest savings, and most people use it wrong. The Social Security Administration reports that the average monthly benefit for a retired worker in January 2025 was $1,976. But that's the average at average claiming ages. The range is enormous. And the decision of when to claim is the single biggest income lever most people have. Claiming at 62 versus waiting until 70 can result in a monthly benefit difference of up to 77%, according to the SSA's own claiming comparison data. For someone with a $1,600 benefit at full retirement age, that gap is roughly $1,230 per month, or $14,760 per year, every year for the rest of their life. My take is this: if you have any way to delay claiming, through work income, portfolio withdrawals, or a spouse's benefit, delaying to 70 is one of the highest return, zero-risk financial moves available to a late starter. It's inflation adjusted, it's longevity protected, It doesn't require you to beat the market. That said, your health and family longevity matter here. If you have reason to believe your life expectancy is shorter than average, the break-even math shifts. The SSA's break-even point for delaying from 62 to 70 typically falls around age 80. If you have substantial reason to doubt you'll reach 80, the calculus changes. But for most people in average or above average health, the data is clear. Every month you delay past 62 increases your permanent benefit by a fraction. Every year you delay from full retirement age to 70 increases it by 8% guaranteed, courtesy of delayed retirement credits under the Social Security Act. Two plans that change the math. Here's where this video earns its title. Plan A is what I'd call the bridge and delay approach. You work, full-time or part-time, from 60 to 67. You don't touch Social Security. You don't touch your portfolio unless you have to. You max out every contribution available to you. At 67, you file for Social Security at or near full retirement age. Your portfolio has had 7 more years to compound. You enter retirement with a materially larger benefit and a larger nest egg. At current IRS limits for 2025, if you're 50 or older, you can contribute up to $31,000 per year to a 401k. That's the $23,500 standard limit plus the $7,500 catch-up contribution. 7 years at $31,000, assuming a 6% average annual return, adds roughly $275,000 to your portfolio before you touch a dollar. Combined with your existing $250,000, also compounding, you could approach $800,000 or more by 67. The numbers shift based on your actual return, your contribution amount, and market conditions. But the direction is unambiguous. Plan B is what I'd call the Roth conversion bridge. This one works if you're going to retire at or near 62, by choice or necessity. Instead of maximizing pre-tax contributions in your final working years, you systematically convert portions of your traditional IRA or 401k into a Roth IRA each year between now and Medicare eligibility at 65. You pay the taxes now, in years when your income may be lower than it will be when required minimum distributions kick in at age 73 under Secure 2.0. Why does this matter? Because a traditional IRA at 73 with required minimum distributions can push you into higher Medicare premium brackets, something called Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount Surcharges, or IRMAA. According to CMS data for 2025, IRMAA surcharges can add as much as $628.90 per month per person in Medicare Part B and Part D premiums for higher income retirees. That's over $7,500 per year per person. Real money that erodes the portfolio you spent decades building. Roth conversions don't eliminate that risk entirely. The right conversion amount depends on your current tax bracket, your projected RMD size, and your filing status. But the direction of the strategy is sound. Manage your future taxable income now, while you still can. I cover catch-up retirement strategy for late starters, and the Roth conversion window between 60 and 73 is one of the most consistently overlooked opportunities in this entire space. The tax layer. Everyone misses. The two plans I just described both run through the same critical variable, your tax bracket in retirement. Most people assume their taxes will be lower in retirement. For people with substantial traditional IRA balances, that assumption is often wrong. Here's the structure. Withdrawals from traditional 401ks and IRAs are taxed as ordinary income. In 2025, ordinary income tax brackets run from 10% up to 37% at the federal level. A married couple filing jointly hits the 22% bracket at $94,300 of taxable income. If your Social Security benefit, RMDs, and any other income combine to push you past that threshold, a third of every incremental dollar goes to the IRS. The right move is to model your projected income in retirement before you get there. A fee-only fiduciary financial planner, someone compensated by you, not by commissions, can run that projection in an hour. The National Association of Personal Financial Advisors, NAPFA, maintains a searchable directory. The cost of one planning session is typically between $200 and $500. The cost of an unmanaged tax situation over a 25-year retirement can be tens of thousands of dollars. One more tax layer worth naming: state taxes. 9 states have no income tax as of 2025. Several others exempt Social Security income entirely. If you have flexibility in where you retire, your state of residence is a legitimate financial variable. This depends on your family ties, cost of living, and healthcare access, not just the tax rate, but it belongs in the model. The default recommendation here is straightforward. Understand your projected taxable income in retirement before you finalize any withdrawal or claiming strategy. Don't let the tax tail wag the retirement dog, but don't ignore the tail either. Pulling it together, the 60-year-old's honest checklist. Let me give you the honest summary of where you stand. $250,000 at 60 is not a retirement income. It's a foundation. The Federal Reserve data confirms you're ahead of median, but median in America retires into financial stress. The goal isn't to beat the average. The goal is to build a complete income picture that covers your actual spending. Here is the order of operations I'd follow. First, calculate your Social Security benefit at 3 claiming ages: 62, your full retirement age, and 70. The SSA's online estimator at ssa.gov does this in minutes. The difference between those numbers is your baseline leverage. Second, maximize contributions. At 60, you have catch-up contribution access across 401ks and IRAs. Every dollar you add now compounds without a tax drag until withdrawal. We'll go deep on the exact 2026 contribution limits, including a new super catch-up category for ages 60 to 63 created by Secure 2.0 in the very next video. Third, model your retirement tax picture. Understand what your RMDs will look like. Understand your IRMAA exposure. Decide whether a Roth conversion strategy makes sense for your bracket. Fourth, and this is the one most people skip, build a spending plan, not just a savings plan. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics 2022 Consumer Expenditure Survey, the average household headed by someone 65 and older spends about $57,818 per year. Your number may be higher or lower depending on housing, healthcare, and lifestyle, but you need a number. Without a spending target, you can't evaluate whether any savings plan is actually sufficient. $250,000 is not the end of the story. It's the starting number for the next chapter. The question is what you do with the years between now and retirement. And the answer, the evidence-based, data-supported answer, is that those years are worth more than most people realize. Before I wrap up, I want to be clear about something important. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. This is general education, not personalized advice. Consult a fiduciary before acting. If this video gave you a clearer picture of where you stand, please subscribe. We publish retirement strategy for late starters on a consistent schedule, and the next video is one you don't want to miss. Next up, the exact 2026 catch-up contribution limits, including who qualifies for the new Secure 2.0 Super Catch-up provision for ages 60 to 63. Those numbers just changed, and they matter for your 2026 planning right now. Is there a specific retirement scenario you'd like me to run the math on next? Drop it in the comments. Your scenario might become the next video in this series. This video may contain affiliate links. I only recommend tools I use personally.